We're going to start this with saying RIP to Charlotte Cummings, who had Cummings Sporting Good in Coleman, Alabama. Of course, it closed down now, but as you can see, she has some heat in there. And coming from up top, who would have thought all this was available in Alabama at that time? But this episode 3, we're going to call this one Sneaker Game Ain't the Same. I mean, look at this wall for 94. This is all new stuff except for the Jordan 1s that's up there. Everything else is brand new, right? So look at all the options you had to choose from in one store. That shit was a hard choice. That shit was a very hard choice at that time. But we all know that. We'll get into that at a later date. But y'all, I want to touch on the sneaker logos real quick. Man, it was a time when a logo meant a lot. For instance, the ACG logo, All Conditions Gear. You knew when you seen that on certain clothes and sneakers, one, the colors was more than likely going to be fire. Two, the jackets cost a little more than regular Nike stuff. And 3, it was ACG, which meant everything was just special. It might have Gore-Tex. It may not. It may just be water repellent. Yo, now let's get into the flight logo, the big F. Designed by this guy here, Drake. Yo, Drake is behind a lot of 90s heat. From the flight logo to some of the vintage Jordan t-shirts that go for bread right now, that's hard to find, to a bunch of different sneakers and windbreakers, all heat. Just look, it's 3 pair of flights right here, and we not even including the flights that Scottie Pippen wore. Look at the colors in the track jackets. Psst, crazy. The middle pair, Air Sonic Flight, yo, the numbers that them shits did where I'm from, astronomical. The Flaming Tennis Ball. The Challenge Court, a.k.a. AirTech Challenge, a.k.a. Andre Agassi, a.k.a. all the fucking gear that dropped for this shit was insane. All the way down to the denim shorts with the fucking nylon shorts, the tights that was under them, how Jordan and the tennis players was wearing their shit back in the day. All of his shit was heat. This is one of the sneakers, I ain't even gonna hold you. The Agassi's is definitely in, if not my top 5, my top 10 sneakers of the 90s. 1000%. This is a line that I couldn't get as a kid. So when it retroed, I hopped on it immediately. Yo, the neon colors mixed in with the polo shirts, the jackets, like everything about this shit was insane. Neon Dion, a.k.a. Primetime, a.k.a. Mr. Two Sports, a.k.a. Coach Prime. First of all, he was just cool. From the jewelry, the way he walked, talked, the way he played on the football field and the baseball field. He had to have a fire sneaker. So, you know, the logo, as you can see, it got the diamond for the baseball, it got the goalpost for football, and then it got both of his numbers. And then they named it the Diamond Turf, the diamond for baseball, and of course the AstroTurf for football. Yo, when that first Diamond Turf hit, platinum, that shit shook the concrete. The strap, the colors that it came out in, the black with the gold, the white, then the emerald color. Yo, them shits did numbers, especially the first 2 colors, the white with the gold and the red and the black and gold. Shit. The Huarache. I wonder what made Tinker come up with this logo, or whoever helped him come up with the logo. I do know the concept behind the neoprene sock. which came from a water shoe, and how it hugs your foot and it don't come off. And at the time, he was jet skiing or some shit. He was doing water sports when he came up with the concept in his head. Anyway, that neoprene sock created a wave of sneakers that, and then they almost didn't want to bring the Huarache out. Imagine if they didn't. We got the Huarache Flight. We're going to start with that, the high top. I remember around Easter time, the amount of Huarache Flights that was outside was insane, the white ones. Then when the black shits drop, back then parents wanted you to have black sneakers because it lasts longer, look better as time prevailed instead of a white sneaker. The black ones in kid sizes came in leather. They didn't come in suede neither. That's just a historical fact. Huarache had all of the fire colors. Low top shits, the girls was killing them. Guys too, the scream green, all that. But the trainers with that strap and the colors they came out with. Oh my God. I could go on for days about the Huarache. The Huarache trainer, for me, strap in the front, black and gray, white, purple, green, top 5 dead or alive, in my opinion. Now this logo here, this is a sneaker I feel that will never lose its momentum in the OG neon color ever. And we talking about the Air Max 95. Of course, it's a few other colors that are staples as well. But that neon 95, this logo on the box, sheesh. Rumor has it that 2025, we're going to get the 95s back with the big bubble the original way. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. It just makes sense. That OG Neon 95, that shit, that's a sneaker I know I had 5-6 times easily. And we're not even going to get into like all the other colors that was out. Man. Yeah, this is another one that could have its own episode. The 1 cent logo, Penny Hardaway. This is what I also mean when I talk about the art of storytelling. The story that went with the whole Penny line with Little Penny. That, besides him just being a monster on the court and the sneakers being fire, that helped add the flame to the fire. The storytelling, the Penny commercials, Chris Rock as the voiceover. Sneaker world he took by storm. Yeah, this is a picture with just 3 pair up here. I know it's more pennies. But being that we getting the penny 2 in the white color, I don't know why they waiting so long to give us the black. I figured I'd just throw these up here. Also, we getting the foams back. And we just got the penny ones recently. So it made sense to put these 3 up there. Yo, that Foamposite run, they did their numbers till Nike started butchering them with all the weird ass colors. But everybody is anticipating this Royal Foam again. Ken Griffey, the Air Griffey Max, platinum. Yo, the way Griffey wore his hat to the back, always and forever will be iconic. Like, that's something normal for us in the street culture. But to see him, like, his logo actually have the hat to the back and all that, fire. It's so many other logos and elements and chambers that we going to get into. Not on this episode. We going to break it up because we'll be here forever trying to do this shit. But as you can see, like, I got into early 90s. And then we worked our way up to 95, 96. And it was so many fucking options. Oh my gosh, in the store, all of that. It was just so many options for us to choose from. Not only did we have so many options, it was fucking heat. Don't get me wrong, it was a lot of garbage too. But the way it was separated during that time is, all right, I'm going to give y'all a perfect example, right? Mom and pop stores in the urban communities always had fire. Foot Locker would have fire. The Athlete's Foot would have fire too. But those stores didn't have the wide range and variety of a mom and pop store. A mom and pop store had the arsenal. They had the colors the mall didn't have. They had certain pairs the mall didn't carry. And then you could go and get a sweatsuit, a discount, and layaway. So that just made it that much easier for us. And we had relationships with those stores. A lot of those families were from our community, lived within our community. We went to school with their kids and shit like that. So it was like extended family. But yo, just imagine, like for me, right? I could go in a mom and pop store and let's say my parents then gave me $140. Realistically, with $140 during them times, I know it's different now, but we talking about them times. I could get 2 pair of sneakers that was fire. More than likely, I could get some shit that's on sale for like $59, $60 that's sitting a little bit. And then I could get a signature basketball shoe that was about $80 at the time. So now I got 2 pair to wiggle with in school. That's when having style comes into play. For instance, Etonics. Etonic was a running sneaker that had a run within the urban community. I don't know about anywhere else, but I know New York and New Jersey. Etonics had a run. It was a cheap sneaker. It wasn't like a household name like Reebok, Nike, Adidas, shit. Asics was a household name too at the time. Puma. Etonic wasn't a brand like that, but Etonics came out 89, 90, summer 90. Niggas was going Etonic Trans Am crazy, right? You could get Etonics for $50, right? So now let's just say your parents give you $120, and you go in a mom and pop. In 1990. 1990, I was 10 years old, so I probably wore like a size 6. Somewhere around there, right? 120 at a size 6, I was killing them. I'm going to get the Etonics. I could have got the Bo Jacksons, some Forces that was out, some Agassi Air Tech Challenge. All of that shit was there so I could have 2 pair of sneakers. So now I'm looking good with Etonics as well because that's what's going on in the hood besides the high price other sneakers. We could even take it back to the Filas that look like the Air Forces with the strap, the same strap like the high top Air Forces. 91. No, that was 90, a little bit of 91. By 90, it was over 91. That Fila run was like 90. Around the same time as Etonics, right? $60 sneaker. And I had them Filas. And I think I had some flights and shit at the same time. And then I remember at the end of the run of the Filas, the Jordan 6 drop, and that shit had my attention. My parents went and bought me the shit. They ain't buy me none of them. I ended up getting the Sport Blue. My brother bought them for me, 91 when they dropped. That's one thing I like about Ronnie Fieg, however you pronounce his name, with Kith. He fucks with the Asics. He fucks with the New Balance heavy. So when he does collabs with them, you're going to see some heat, good colors, all of that. And, that helps with the creativity inside of the sneaker world because the game is, like, everybody wants to look the same. The resale shit went ham for a while. That shit is like quiet. Honestly, I think a lot of sneakers sell out quick because the resellers snatch them up most of the time. Like, it's not like back in the day when if a sneaker sold out, that's because a motherfucker wanted to put it on their feet and showcase to the world the heat that they got. it wasn't just to snatch them all up and then everybody pay an astronomical price to get them. Or, some people, like during the pandemic, that shit was going on crazy. People was going crazy. They didn't give a fuck. It was so much free money. They was buying the sneakers. Yo, that pandemic made resellers boss up so crazy because they was able to get whatever price they wanted. Motherfuckers is broke right now. The recession is kicked in. It's not the same. It's quiet. So a lot of shit just bricks now. Basically, I do the knowledge and analyze all the shit, the movement, how it's going, right? So Fire Red 3s, I could tell those was gonna brick, right? So I got one pair box price, and then I'm like, nah, I want to double up because eventually I'm going to want the shit and they're going to go up in price way down the line. Yo, all the resellers was returning them shits so crazy once the price didn't jump within that first week. I spin back, Nike outlet, because you could return to the Nike outlet. Yo, all of them shits was behind the counter one day, discounted, 160 from 220. So then it made sense. It's like, all right, fuck it. I'm going to double up. I'm going to get an extra pair now. So I got 2 pair. I bought more than that, but I just sold them to people for box price. So basically, I got my pair for free. For some of us, the sneaker game is still beneficial when it comes to certain sneakers, because if it's not no hype around it, it sits. So it's easy for us to get them under retail. A lot of the times, I get a lot of shit under retail, which also shows the sneaker game ain't the same. There's so many ways on how you could look at it of how it's not the same. 1, creativity is lacking. 2, the art of storytelling is different. 3, where's the cool fucking basketball shoes? Where's the cool logos? Where's the art of storytelling behind the sneaker, the logos, the basketball player?